Good afternoon and welcome to my blog and newsletter for Friday the 25th of September. I do hope that you're well. I'm on a little bit of a tour of the school. This week I come from the reading area, that's down by Miss Morrison and Mr. Williams' classrooms, having been down in my office in week 1 and out by the polytunnel in week 2. So hopefully you're beginning to get a little bit of a flavour of the school. I thought I'd start today by sharing some of the joys of being a head teacher that maybe parents, children and even teachers don't always see. I was delighted, if not a little bit surprised, to come out of my office the other day only to discover a present for me left by one of our children and Miss Truscott. I think Mr. Borlays might have had a hand in it too, but a gorgeous pot of tomatoes. We'll take those home and add them to a salad. Maybe not quite the Maltesers that I had the other week, and probably a whole lot healthier for me. So that's all good. Slightly surprising, but wonderful. Of course, I've been doing my assemblies week in, week out, and doing those virtually through Microsoft Teams, coming out of the TV screen. And it's lovely to see all of the Star of the Week certificates going out to the children, and that's for empathy and hard work and determination and resilience, working hard in maths and English, and just generally being wonderful people, which of course we do so have here at Hillfort. It's wonderful seeing the children in school, and especially this week seeing our reception children, our youngest children, really settled, lasting whole days without being exhausted. They've started beautifully well. We're so proud of them. And we also had a couple of visitors. One was Professor David Burgess, really high up professor at Plymouth University, has a really significant role nationally. And he came to our school asking for a little bit of advice and a tour. So that was wonderful to show off our school to someone of such kind of significance educationally. And we had Mrs. Scarborough, a national leader of education, have a look through our school, through some of our classrooms, especially our Key Stage 2, our junior classrooms, and to hear her describe our super school, what absolutely makes this job. And sometimes as a teacher, you don't get those opportunities to show visitors around and so on. But it's an absolute privilege of being a head teacher that you get to do that. So, in the rest of this bulletin, I've got a couple of operational items that I want to talk through, and one really important aspect around reading. So I'll deal with the practical aspects first. One is that we are advertising just at the moment for a lunchtime supervisor and for a cleaner. So that's in addition to what we've got already, just to make certain that the school is as COVID safe as it can be and just generally as clean as it can be. Whilst on the topic of COVID, I want to thank parents for as they walk through, for the one-way system, for the slightly revised timings. Thank you for working with us on that. A couple of parents have asked around the quite tight funneling that happens just near the exit. Now, the medical advice on that is that folk are completely safe. Just like West Ham, I think it was West Ham Hull midweek, could continue because the footballers weren't within 1 metre for more than 15 minutes, even though one of the managers had corona symptoms. Here, where we have a funnel, and I'm actually just pointing down to our funnel by the exit gate, parents aren't really close for more than 15 minutes. It's probably about 2 minutes. So that means that you can feel reassured that it's safe. That said, I've also signed off a quick £1,000 on installing a new gate just to make the flow that much easier and to keep parents as safe as humanly possible. So that will be installed in the next couple of weeks. It won't be Monday, but you can rest assured that as soon as the delivery of the gate to the firm occurs, we'll get that up and get that sorted. So that's something around COVID and safety. And just on the topic of safety, a real plea from me, something I know I've said before in newsletters, but the parking is slipping outside. We have talked to the children. I've talked to the children in assembly about making certain that they use the lollipop man, around making certain that they walk on the pavement safely. But there's a very, very small minority of parents who continue to park in dangerous places. I have asked them to move when folk are on the zigzags, and especially opposite the school, it's just not a safe place to park, and it leads to absolute chaos. Councillor Pascoe from Cornwall Council has been in touch today with some wonderful news that probably over the next 6 months or so, and certainly in October, a new plan coming out, but there's going to be some traffic calming measures and widening various aspects of the road to make life easier. So in the longer term, that's good, and that the traffic wardens will pay more regular visits. Clearly, I'm not a traffic warden myself. I can't enforce things, but we are aware of it, and I would just beg parents to think where they're parking. We would far rather keep your children for an extra 5 minutes and pass them across a little bit later than a child gets hurt. And of course, we do have the free Westbourne Road parking passes. So they're there that if you want to park in the public car park for free, walk down, it's about 7 minutes, then that's there. Good, so that's parking dealt with, and we can get on to the final topic for today, which is reading. Now, we're passionate about reading here at Hillfort. It's something that matters to me. It's something I love sharing with my boys as a parent. And without reading, without words, it can make life trickier. It can affect earnings. It can affect enjoyment. It can affect so many things. So we're passionate about reading. And what I would ask you to do as parents is to encourage that, support that. Obviously things like Christmas and birthday presents, having a book in there, that's always wonderful. But I also wanted to share with you a couple of things that we were doing. So lower down the school, we will expect to see children going home with several books. One will look like this. This is the Read Write Inc. phonics book, straight from Miss Early's classroom a few moments ago. So this is the book that children will recognise because they're doing it in school. This is the book. The last one was, this one was Black Hat Bob. This is Red Hat Rob, get my teeth in. And this is the book that they should be reading at home. So they should be coming home with a book that looks something like that in the children's book bags. And we should also be sending home books which are bedtime reads, but they are labelled up as such. And these are the kind of bedtime books, and we'll all recognise these kind of books. So who doesn't like a little bit of Julia Donaldson, Room on the Broom, my favourite as it happens, Gruffalo's Child, and taking me back 25 years of Kipper. Goodness me, that takes me back. There we go. So that's the kind of thing we would expect to see lower down the school. Further up the school, of course, we use Accelerated Reader. So your children take a brief test at the start of a term, and it indicates what level book that children should be reading. And they are held in class libraries, so the children can go out in corridor libraries, they can go out to the corridor and select their books with the help of an adult. And as I reach around here, we've just got a couple. Here's one I made earlier. So interesting, really nice quality books. The Hero's Spear there, and one of my favourites. I remember teaching this. Anthony Horowitz, the Alex Rider books. They're great fun. And this is quite a slightly more challenging book. There's more challenging yet, but that's a 5.1. So children will look for that sticker and know which level book roughly they should be going for. So the more that can be done around reading, the more that just becomes a habit, and there's a love of reading. That's absolutely what we're looking for here in school. So this video's gone on very slightly longer than I would normally go for, just up to 10 minutes now. So I'm sure that's more than enough Dr. Cook for one day or for 1 week. I do wish you a lovely weekend. Hope that's all, really, football's back on. You get into something really good this weekend, and we'll certainly look forward to seeing you back in school Monday morning. Thank you ever so much. Bye-bye now.